It's a bright sunny day, and I thought that might be for a good time to work on the Rover again. So, particularly, I'm thinking about working on the Sunshade today, or hopefully. The Sunshade, you press the button, it brings it back, push it forward, it locks. In my Rover, the only one that works consistently though is this front. The back one, you can see, is wide open. And the one behind there generally is open, but I just got it to stick just now. Here, let me jump back. Okay, so now I'm in the back seat. Nice bright sunny day. It'd be nice to be able to cool off with a little bit more shade, but it doesn't stay. Now, originally, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, because originally I thought maybe this hook has been sheared off and I was just going to rebuild the plastic, but that seems like it's fine. So now I'm wondering if inside here the catch on the inside has been worn away. To my fingers it feels fine. Either way, I'm going to see if I can figure out a method by which we can get that to work. Okay, I think I'm onto something here. Still doesn't work, but if you're still with me, thought process for figuring out why this doesn't close. I mean, I've tried pulling it down, I've even tried pressing this up so I can smash it together. It is just not enough movement. But as I look at the catch, and right again, I don't see anything wrong with the plastic here, and the hook on this side feels fine, no cracks or what have you. As I look at it right now, can you see in the reflection there's a square on top? And I'm sure that's just to make it so it doesn't rattle. But I think that square, that reflection we're seeing there, maybe that could apply downward pressure and force it into the hook when it goes into this. This is a guide that sort of guides it down. Sorry, terrible focus and all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna give that a try. Here's my plan. And we'll film it like we think it's gonna work. We'll see. But I'm gonna see if I can fix this sunroof hatch, which does not close, it just rolls open. It should snap shut. And I'm gonna see if I can fix it with some duct tape. And I don't mean just duct tape it shut. What my plan is this latch right here, the plastic looks perfectly fine. It still has its hook. It still has the release button. That still works. And I checked in the front here, and the latch mechanism seems to be okay as well. It's hard to get a really good picture of the latch mechanism, but it's like a curved piece of something that guides this latch down into there. But it's been having a hard time. Okay, so what I noticed is that there is a little bit of it's like a soft fabric on the back of this, and I wonder if over time it's just worn out. But the fabric used to apply a downward pressure to press the hook on the back into the hook on the front. So even though all the plastic parts and metal parts look like they're intact, the fabric on the back of this is worn away. So I'm going to try to take some tape. I'm going to and then I'm going to put the tape on top of this to just thicken the back of this hook. And if that works, well, that would be great. Okay, hang with me. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I took a piece of duct tape and I cut it thin, about the same width as the strip up there. And I've got 4 pieces. It may take more, it may take less, but I'm gonna stack these 4 one on top of each other to make them thicker than just a piece of tape, right? And then we're gonna stick it to the back of that thing. Okay, so this is my duct tape patch. It's not that thick, but it's thicker. Now we're gonna slide it up there and tack it on. That might be hard for me to do while I'm still filming, but here, I'll try it right-handed. pieces of tape is too thick, I almost wonder right now. Okay, this is just an experiment anyway. Until it works. I've got hopes. Okay, so I've got the tape. And it's just there to make it thicker. No. Well, it was worth a shot. Bummer. Okay, well that didn't work. Try it again. Well, I haven't gotten it to work yet, but I'm up to 7 pieces of duct tape, and it's starting to click. So I think we're onto something. I'm gonna make this thicker yet. And the other thing I'm gonna point out is everything looked okay, but now that I'm checking how it compares to the front, you can see the front latch right here looks like all the rest, but it has this piece right here, and the other ones don't. And so I think this is guiding it down and forcing it in. This is the hook right here. I think this is what's doing, this piece is missing here. Or if it's not missing, it's certainly not the same. So what I'm trying to do is create something that forces it down. And right now tape is going to be my answer, but if that doesn't work, we'll try to put some other, something else to force, when it goes in there, to force it down on the hook. But like I said, we're getting, I feel like, closer because it's starting to go, it's starting to click. We're going to try this just a little bit further. Okay, I think we're on to something now. This is it not working, okay? And I'm making quite a stack here. I've got a pretty thick stack of tape. But hey, tape is inexpensive. So, no problem. Now, I took the tape off the back here, and it's back to its original form. And since I noticed the front actually had this plastic piece, I think the plastic piece is what is missing, I assume. And right now, it still has this flexible something or other right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to put the stack of tape behind this. And the reason for that is this is sort of a curved guide. So it's sort of shaped like this. So as the tab comes in, it hits that curved piece and it starts getting rotated and it pushes it down, which is what locks it into place. And then popping it up makes it so it can pop back. But without the hard plastic section up here and just being flexible, this just gets pushed around, and so it's not actually pushing it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tape behind this, sort of like my fingers behind it now, to change the shape of the curve. So instead of being up here, it's going to be down here. Sorry, down. Instead of being up high, it's going to be down lower, still curved to grab it, and so that'll give it more downward pressure. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 hands for this. But what's cool is if this works, it's also going to be a little bit more discreet. So hang on, I'm going to put it in there. Okay, I think we've got it. Look, it's closed, right? So we press the button, it opens, slide it, and it closes. Okay, so what did we do? Well, we did exactly what we said we did. And it looks great, from my opinion. For a duct tape fix, this looks great. I'm going to get you really as close as I can, and I'm sorry that the sun is glaring, but there. So here you can sort of make out this piece right here. This is the beginning of that subducting piece, that angled flap, and then this marks my my duct tape patch that I put behind it. So it is actually duct tape up. It's sticking to the glass. If I want to, I can take it out, but it also sticks so it doesn't slide back and move around or vibrate or rattle or anything. Okay, but what it has done is it has moved this piece so it is lower, which will, as it slides in, apply more pressure to the top. I'm doing it slow. It goes in there, and then that latches it into place, right? And then as we push it, this button lifts it back up, and then it comes back. There you go. A couple things I'll mention is I made the front of the patch a little, has this tape that's a little bit lower so it still has that ramping effect so it can glide in there easy. You'll have to, I tried to count how many pieces of tape I put in there, what type of thickness I did. I assume you're gonna have to just try to make a patch of your own. Rough estimate of what I did though was probably like 20 patches. I think I had like 23 pieces of tape. Your tape could be thicker. I ended up pulling off a couple to thin it out. It still worked when it was thicker. It was just, I think it would take more pressure than my kids have in the back seat. But this is great. Okay, well, I hope it helps. This is how I fixed the sunshade on my Land Rover LR3 using duct tape. And it works perfect. I love it. A cheap fix. Get out there, go roving. Enjoy.